Hi guys, hello. Today we're going to be talking about the Keto Reboot, all the benefits, and why you can't afford not to do it. And we're going to do it in a really cool interview style with my girl Christina. So we're doing Christina Squared today. We got Christina with a K, hey, and Christina with
Hey.
a CH up in the house. And so we're going to get started. We're going to dive right in. And first, we're going to get started with a little backstory of our keto story, our prove it story, and then dive right into the Keto Reboot. So my name is Christina, like I said, and I've been in the keto space for, I think, just a little bit over 2 years. And just for the past year or so, I've been doing the keto reboots once a month. And so with that, I've literally been able to use that as a tool to reset my metabolism once a month. And because, we all tend to kind of go off course, a cheat meal in my life might turn into a cheat day, might turn into a cheat week. And then I'm like, whoa, pump the brakes, what's going on? So that's when I'm like, reset button, let's get back on track. So I utilize it for that. It's a great tool for me, especially since I heard this quote and it said, she who conquers the mind conquers the world. And I truly think that once you are able to truly conquer your mind, when you set an intention, you set a goal and you crush it, it only continues to build that muscle of confidence and belief in yourself that you can do anything you set out to do. So that's a little bit of my story with keto and the Keto Reboot. And I'm going to turn it over to Christina here for her intro.
Hey guys, my name is Christina Amezquita, aka Dole Whips and Dumbbells on social media. So I kind of played with keto and ketones last year, but then I got into a really bad toxic relationship and fell off and got into a dark hole and had to crawl out. It wasn't until January this year that I finally decided to commit mentally, physically, and emotionally to myself. And that's when I started to see the change, just like how Christina said, when you conquer your mind, you conquer your world. I have been doing keto reboots once a month, every single month since January, as well as drinking my ketones every single day since January and following a keto lifestyle. And I'm down 42 pounds and 29 inches all over my body.
Freaking
I
amazing.
I went from 271 to 228 as of yesterday.
I'm so proud of you. That is
Right.
literally kick ass.
I'm like so excited to see, I really think that ketones and keto reboot have been the game changer for me. And it's literally rocking my world right now.
I love it. So how do you use the Keto Reboot once a month? Like what kind of tool is it in your tool belt?
It's more of a maintenance. It's kind of because I suffer with PCOS, which is like a hormonal imbalance. So for me, I do it just with the mindset of thinking like it's going to get rid of anything that my hormones are holding on to for the month. Because we constantly go through a lot of things in life. So between stress hormones and just emotional bad eating hormones. So I'm kind of just doing it as like, okay, I'm going to get rid of it. And most of the time it's like I do it right when I happen to be at a plateau, and then I do it and it kicks me out of it. And I'm like, okay, thanks.
Don't you
Now,
love that? That's another great reason to use this tool because like I'll be stuck at a certain number. Although to preface this, you should never really worry about what the scale says. Honestly, it's just relative to like your density to the earth, right? So we should worry more about like how our clothes fit, how we feel, how, like our bodies functioning and whatnots. But as women, I feel like we're still like, obsessed with the number in the scale. And I think we all have a certain number in our heads where we're like, okay, when we get to this number, we're going to feel great in our own skin. We're going to be able to look good in all the clothes. We're not going to have to walk by a mirror and second our stomachs. Like, I know we all have that one specific number. So I get it. I totally get it. What I suggest is doing measuring tapes, which I know Christina does, like just measuring the inches of your arms and your waist and your booty and whatnot. So you can track progress better because I think one of the best things about the keto diet and the benefits of a keto diet is that your whole entire body composition changes. So oftentimes the number on the scale might not even move, but you might shrink a pant size or a dress size, or your inches are melting off. Like your waist might get smaller, your booty might get bigger because it helps with muscle preservation. So it's really cool how your entire body composition changes. So don't get too obsessed with the number on the scale. But again, as women, I understand how how it could be like that one specific number that we're aiming for. So just wanted to preface that for sure.
Going back on that, for me, what I've done is because PCOS, it makes it really hard to lose at least 1 pound, but makes it so easier to gain 5 in over a night. So I celebrate every single pound, no matter what.
I
Like,
love that. That's a good, yeah.
and I don't focus on where I have to go. I just focus on the day. I make sure I drink my ketones. I make sure I get my gallon of water. I make sure I fast and I get my workout in. And because I just focus on the day, I've gotten to where I'm at instead of focusing like, oh, I'm at 271. I'm never going to get to 230. Like, it kind of just happened. Like, when I just started celebrating 1 pound at a time, that's when the weight started to fall off.
I love that. And again, it goes back to like whatever works for you, because at the end of the day, you are your own person and you know what motivates you, what empowers you and what disempowers you. So I would continue doing the things that empower you and get rid of the things that disempower you. So if you do something and it makes you feel bad, don't do it. If you do something and it makes you feel good, keep doing more of it. All right, so let's dive right into the keto reboots. I know you have some questions you wanted to ask me.
Yeah. So the first thing is I want to ask you is, how do you know if the keto reboot is for you?
Awesome. That's a great question. So I think the keto reboot is essentially for most human beings, because I know that if you're like me and most people, like I talked about it earlier, is that we have really good intentions. Every Monday or every first of the month, we're like, we're going to eat better. We're going to drink more water. We're going to eat cleaner and healthier. And life just happens, right? Like the stressors pile up. And then a lot of us turn to food for comfort. And after time of doing that day in and day out, week in and week out, month in and month out, you start developing really poor eating habits and you start developing really poor ways of dealing with your stress. So essentially it's giving your body a chance to start over, to reset your entire metabolism in this short window of time, and allows you to have a really quick win. And in this world of instant gratification, where we're all like, getting hyped up on dopamine of likes and comments of something that we post instantly on social media, we want to see results. We want to see them quick. So oftentimes, when I suggest the keto diet or ketones to people, if they've got big, hefty goals, they might need to be, stay in the course for a week or two to even see any kind of results oftentimes. And so I think that the keto reboot is so great because it's a 60-hour kit that allows you to tap into natural ketosis, as you're depleting glycogen, which is sugar levels in your body. And it gives you that quick win. Like Christina mentioned, like you get over plateaus, you defluff, you get rid of that junk. So it gives you like a chance to take yourself off the wrong path of heading down in the direction of where you don't want to be heading. Like pick yourself up and then plop yourself onto the right path. Like just a quick little reset.
So what would be the next step? Okay, so I get the keto reboot. How do I mentally prepare for it?
So I tell everyone that's doing this is like success is a decision. So whether you're going to be successful or not successful with a kit is literally, you decide that in your mind before it even ever arrives in your at your doorstep. I promise you, success is literally a decision. You can do anything for 60 hours. So if you make up the mind to say like, this is it, I'm worthy of this, I deserve this reset, it's 60 hours, I can do anything for 60 hours. If you have that kind of mindset going into it, you will be successful. Yes, there's going to be ups and downs of an emotional roller coaster. A lot of times people don't, fast for 60 hours. So it literally kind of challenges you and it forces you to truly get to know yourself on a deeper level, which is so incredible. Like I like to talk about it as almost having almost like a spiritual journey for yourself, because you truly get to understand your triggers when it comes to what goes on in your life that triggers you to eat poorly or causes you to be stressed out, that causes you to eat things that you don't need to be eating, or just it gets you kind of to peel back some layers and understand why you're eating a certain way, what things stress you out, and you get to overcome that by making a decision to be successful. So I think that honestly mindset is 90% of the work here.
That's great. I love that. I have another one. So, okay, so now that I figured out if I need to do it and how I prepare, okay, so now that I get it, what do I get in the reboot and what does everything do?
That's a great question. So I actually happen to have everything available with me. So I don't have the kits yet because I just ordered some and they haven't arrived yet because we just dropped them literally like less than 48 hours ago. But I am going to talk about everything that we have in the kits here for you guys because I'm so excited about this. We've completely reformulated our Reboot kits and now they have so many products. So even if you just wanted to experience all the different variety of things that we offer, this is like the best way to do it because it's got a bunch of stuff. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm going to talk about ketones since people come to us for ketones. So the coolest part is that you get 4 different flavors in your Keto Reboot. So in the past, we just had one flavor, 2 caffeine free for nighttime and then charged for the daytime. And I love that we have such a great variety. These are our staples. So these are mainstays. These are flavors that are going to be around every single day. They're not seasonal. So that's the coolest thing is that you get to try 4 different flavors and see what you like best because there's a soulmate flavor out there for everyone. I truly believe that. So you get some raspberry lemonade, which is our best seller, lime thyme, which is a refreshing, delicious flavor. You get splash, which is like a grapefruit flavor, and Maui punch, which this has literally changed my life because not only is this beverage this really hot, beautiful pink magenta, but it's this beautiful, like delicious punch flavor. And this is by far the best one to take selfies with. So right here, you heard it first. So you got 4 different flavors of the ketones, which is amazing. So you have a better opportunity to figure out which flavor you like best so you can reorder. And you get our new upgraded electrolytes. You're going to get 3 of these. And this is called Mitoplex. They're not just plain electrolytes. These are upgraded electrolytes, which I'm not a scientist, not a doctor, but I heard that they help mitochondria production. And if you've taken biology class or ever went to high school, you know that mitochondria is like the powerhouse of the cell. So when your cell has better fuel to be powered by, like your entire body is more optimized and just performs better. So this stuff is amazing. I absolutely love it. So what I do with these is when I mix my ketone packets, I just mix them together and drink them together. So that's how you would use these. Next, you've got the keto broth, which is so good. And that I love that we have 2 different flavors with this. So broth is really great. It's essential for your gut health, supports skin, muscle, and healthy joints. It's really good. So we have a salted caramel in there and we have a keto thyme. This one I absolutely love hot. And I literally drink it like broth, like a soup, like a in the lunchtime or dinner time. When we do the Keto Reboots, this is so good because it feels like you're literally like sipping on soup. And the salted caramel, I absolutely love this one cold or on ice. It's delicious. It's a treat for sure. So you get 4 of these, 2 of the salted caramel and then 2 of the keto thyme. And again, these are great for gut health. I absolutely love broth. I take it even regularly throughout the week.
I like trying salted caramel blended with Swiss cocoa.
I love how you say Swiss cacao. It's my favorite.
But yeah, so I do half a packet with it and it tastes like I'm drinking Starbucks. Like, let's just put it that way. It's amazing.
I haven't tried it, but I've heard that same thing from so many other people. And we have a couple more things in the Keto Reboot. So we have our Signal OS tablets, which are amazing. And a lot of people are like, what is that? So this is super cool. So essentially, I don't know if you know this, but we have essentially 2 brains, if you will. We have one up here in our heads, and then we also have one up here in our stomachs. It's so our gut health literally is like a second brain in our body, and our gut and our brain communicate with each other. That's why, when you're eating and then your gut tells your brain like, hey, I'm getting full. And then essentially it's like a 20-minute delay. So you stop eating when you think you're full, but at this point you've already kind of overeaten. So essentially why I love these is because it allows your brain and your gut to communicate a lot better and optimize everything else that you're utilizing during the Keto Reboot, which is so essential. It just basically kind of like amplifies all the effects of everything else. And last but not least, we have a packet, not you don't get a whole, what are these called? Canisters of these, but you get a packet of our keto protones. So we just released this. We just dropped this. Why is this a big deal? Because this is a first ever protein with ketones that is a low calorie food. So it's really cool. And that's something that was challenging, for the labs to make, is that something that is protein that has ketones that is a low calorie. So we are the first and only to offer this, and that's amazing. And I love that people have been mixing this with, well, not on the reboot, but they have been mixing it with any kind of milk and freezing it into like ice pops and like literally eating it like ice cream. But on the Keto Reboot, so we have this essentially for Wednesday morning when you wake up and you're ready to break your fast, because a lot of times people, don't really know how to break their fast or what to eat, and might not always make the best decisions. So this is going to be your go-to on Wednesday morning. It's going to give you your proteins, your ketones, everything's, and it's just going to allow you to transition from, doing the reboot to like starting to eat again. So this is really cool stuff. And another cool pointer is that oftentimes when women, I've noticed, are doing the ketogenic diet, they happen to experience hair loss because they're not getting enough protein. So this is so essential for those of you that may be experiencing hair loss. So for sure, like this is a must-have staple. So that's the coolest part, is that the Keto Reboot, literally, it's, under $100, you get to try all of these products. There's essentially, you get 4 different kinds of ketones, you get 2 different kinds of broth, you get our upgraded electrolytes, mitochondrial production, you get Signal OS. It's a supplement that allows your brain and gut to communicate better and amplifies everything else. And you get our Keto Pro, which is our, protein and ketones put together in a low calorie formula. So this is freaking amazing. That's the coolest thing, is that you get to try everything basically that we have, and you get to see what it does, how it works, and what it does for you as far as getting you to your goals.
Oh my God, so much information. Like, I think I learned a couple new things. I was just like, most of the time I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to understand it. I'm going to enjoy it. I know I'm going to get the best results. I'm going to feel my greatest after. But it's really cool to know, like, now that we have a protein. So
yeah,
now that I finished it,
super excited.
Now that I finished my Keto Reboot, do I need to be on the keto diet after, or what tips do you have should I follow to continue seeing results after I finish my reboot?
Gotcha. So first I wanted to quickly preface that, by the way, when you get your Keto Reboot, you're not in this alone. We have an entire Keto Reboot Facebook group, which has over 83,000 people in it, for accountability and support and everything you need to know, like of how to maximize and how to keep going and kind of supporting each other along the way. So we do this as a community, so you never have to do this alone, which is awesome. But I love how you said, what would I do to continue seeing results? So my suggestion is, if you want to continue getting the same results that you were getting on the reboot and continue down that path of like, defluffing and resetting your metabolism and maybe shedding some pounds and changing your body composition, I highly, highly suggest figuring out which flavor of ketones you like the best and getting yourself a box of ketones. So bare minimum, do a packet a day. It's literally going to be a game changer for you. This is going to give you energy and clarity and focus. It's going to give you appetite control. It's going to allow you to sleep better. It's going to give you a better mood, literally everything and we are all looking for, right? So 1 packet a day. But if you truly want to maximize your experience, I would just do charged in the morning and caffeine free at night. So each packet will put you into ketosis for about 4 to 6 hours, depending on how many carbs you're eating. So to truly optimize, 2 packets a day is literally going to carry you over such a far way. It's going to allow you to maximize what you've done with the Keto Reboot and allow you to continue making like big strides on your way to your goals. So I think that this would be, a great way to integrate this. And the coolest thing about our ketones is that, there's so many diets out there. There's so many fads out there. And oftentimes when people get on them, the second something happens in their life, like stress or family, they get stressed out and then they go off track, right? We're not asking you after you're done with the Keto Reboot to change your diet or to do anything. All we're asking you is to add a packet or 2 of these a day. by having more energy, by drinking ketones, you will be more active. So you're going to be burning more calories. And by drinking these, you're going to have less of an appetite. So you're going to be eating less. So the byproduct of being in ketosis all day long is going to allow you to eat less and be more active. So you're going to be seeing changes. Instead of me saying like, okay, well, you got to change your diet. You got to do this. You got to do this. You got to do this. Like Christina is keto. I am not keto. I drink ketones, which is totally fine. Like everyone's different. Do what works best for you and what your goals are. But what I absolutely love is that we don't ask you to change anything other than just add this into your life, drink electrolytes and drink lots of water, and you're going to feel amazing. You're going to see incredible results. So this is the best way to optimize your keto reboot, is just to keep drinking ketones.
So another question I always get is, Kristina, is it okay to do the reboot or drink ketones if I'm currently pregnant or breastfeeding?
That's a great question. Yeah, so that's a great question. So, excuse me, keto up. So I would not recommend for pregnant women or breastfeeding moms to be doing the keto reboot, essentially because you do need a higher calorie intake because you're breastfeeding or you're growing a baby. However, for those that are breastfeeding or pregnant and still want to participate in, resetting their metabolism and just amplifying the benefits, I highly suggest doing some caffeine-free ketones. Figure out what your favorite flavor is, get a variety pack. Honestly, raspberry lemonade and Maui punch, I don't think you can go wrong with those. So I would just recommend drinking ketones, like again, 1 or twice a day. We have caffeine-free options available for those that are nursing or pregnant. So this would be your go-to right here.
Awesome. So, okay, so now that we went through, how do I get it? How do I prep? What's in it? Is it okay? What do I do? Now the next question is, Kristina, where can I get this?
That's awesome. So literally, we only sell these for a couple of days in the entire month, you guys. So that's a big thing. And the fact that we've completely reformulated our keto reboots this month, I have a feeling they're going to be sold out way before they're supposed to be done, being up for sale. So we're intending on having them up for 5 days. We're on day 2, I believe. And I have a feeling they're going to be sold out. So what I highly encourage you to do is get with the person that sent you to this video, connected you with this video, and ask them where you can purchase your keto reboot, because they're going like hotcakes and they will be sold out. And again, you can only get them one small little window of time a month. So if you miss out, you're going to have to wait until the next month.
You're going to have to get on our wait list.
To get on our wait list and wait until the next month.
Exactly, to get that first notification.
Yes, for sure. And if you're watching this when the reboots is not being sold, then get with the person that got you connected with this video and ask them to put you on a wait list and be notified as soon as these babies drop, which they do on the 1st of the month.
Wow. I'm like, I wish I would have seen this video before I did my first reboot. I just saw the result and I was like, I don't know what it is. All I know is they said fast for 60 hours and I'm gonna lose 5 to 7 pounds. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm down.
Yeah. So I like to refer to this as rebooting and resetting your metabolism, right? Don't really like to use the word fasting, but the great benefits of the reboots are very similar to a fast. And, those are like lowering your insulin, getting rid of, like fighting inflammation, essentially, improving brain function, fat loss, which is great. So everyone sees those before and better photos and they're like, okay, what is this? I want some of that. So people get kind of like, excited for the fat loss, but essentially they're getting so much more than that. They're getting like better cognition and they're resetting their metabolism, and they're completely like, what I love about this is that essentially on a molecular cellular level, you are literally delaying aging. And that's why all these keto people are literally aging backwards, like Benjamin Button over here. We're like looking real good all the time. So seriously, get with whoever connected you to this video, get yourself a keto reboot kit, extend your results, and keep going with the ketones. And don't forget to drink your electrolytes. Stay plenty hydrated. And honestly, it's all about mindset. You get what you put in.
Well, I think that's all the questions that I have.
Perfect.
I'm really excited for this next round, especially because it's been reformatted.
Hell
Like, I
yeah.
can't imagine what my results are going to be.
Yeah, I am stoked. I am so excited. So thank you so much for taking the time to interview me. And I just can't wait. This is going to be great.
Okay. Bye.